Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to spell cycle on Acrobat in order to fly and become untouchable. This video has chapters, so be sure to use them. If you have trouble casting any of the combos, check the tips and tricks chapter. I will first go over the main mechanic that lets Acrobat gain height and fly, and then go over some training techniques for flight mastery. Gaining height on Acrobat is all about timing hop with lacerate. I'll show you what I mean. Lacerate is a two-part spell. The first part lunges you forward, and the second part bumps you up. To get maximum height, you basically want the impulse of hop to line up with the bumping up part of lacerate. Like that. The closer you line up the forces, the higher you go, up to a maximum of course. But if you wait too long and miss the window for the two forces to be combined, you won't go as high. And if you hop too early, you'll barely gain any height. First, we want to get a firm grasp on how the timing of hop affects the resulting height of the lacerate hop combo. You want to start off with a single lacerate and then hop, and try to achieve max height. You'll know you'll reach max height when you take fall damage. During this training, you'll notice how hopping too soon brings you less high, and hopping way too soon won't boost you high at all. Hopping too late will also barely boost you. Do this until you can break your legs 3 times in a row. I suggest taking off any jump boost items you have. Now that we know how timing affects the height we gain, we can start flying. To make things simple, go ahead and turn on infinite mana in your housing. The purpose of this exercise is to learn how to control the frequency of using lacerate. First, the goal is to get close to max height every time we use lacerate. Next, try to start the upcoming lacerate as soon as possible. Next, get max height and delay the following lacerate to maintain the same altitude. Notice that casting lacerate will cancel any downward momentum. Next, speed up your casting and lower the height on each lacerate to maintain altitude. Great, now you have mastered the hardest part of flight. Now we will start moving around with dash. First, turn off infinite mana. The reason we haven't used dash up until this point for height training is because dash doesn't affect your height while flying. As you can see, only the first dash after you leave the ground affects your vertical momentum. Dash is used to cycle with lacerate to keep the spell cost low, so it doesn't matter when you use dash during the interval of lacerates, and also using dash moves you around, obviously. Since flying is pretty chill once you can maintain it, it is usually enough to do it really slowly. But if we mess up, or cast smoke by accident, or lose a bunch of height, we can use techniques we previously learned to stop us from dropping out of the sky. Great, now you're a professional bird. You can passively kill everything in the game, given enough time. Sometimes passive damage is not enough. In this exercise, we will learn multi-weaving. The combo was simply to lacerate and then multi-hit. By the way, you will need a dummy. First, start off by getting lots of height on lacerate and focus on timing the next lacerate to stop your momentum at a close distance to the dummy. This way your multi-hit will hit. Note, it is better to stop as high as you can while still being in range. Next, we want to reduce the interval of using multi-hit to start the next multi-hit right after the first one ends. Fatality, which is the last red strike you see, is a large chunk of multi-hit damage, so it's crucial that we don't cancel the final hit by casting too early. Smoke bomb is good. Basically just cast smoke at the apex of your combo. Smoke lasts 5 seconds, and it will usually gain more mana than used to cast it. Some builds with really tight mana will rely partially on smoke as a source of mana. It's better to let smoke run out entirely and cast it late rather than overriding the existing smoke. Wait, but the boss moves sometimes. This exercise is meant to mimic the Greg boss fight where he often changes aggro and wanders off. For this exercise, I suggest you get multiple dummies and place them at differing height levels and distances, like this. Then use all the techniques from before and move to and hit dummies while switching between them. Tips and tricks. In the same way you can combine the impulse from lacerate and hop, you can do the same thing with dash to gain a lot of initial height for your flight. If you have trouble casting any of the combos, you can cast in a manner that gets rid of errors. What do I mean by this? So for multi-weaving, normally you would do like right, left, right, left, left, and like you have to time that. Instead of doing this, you can do left, right, left, right, left, right, left, 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 left. And this way you can just hit both of your keys at the same time. Look at this. I'm just hitting left and right at the same time, and it just casts lacerate. So 3 lacerates. If we just type this out, we have a melee, a lacerate, a melee, and then a right click for the start of multi-hit, and then we just spam left click at the end. And this makes it very easy to cast. You don't really have to time anything, you just hit both buttons 3 times, and then you hold your left click macro, or you just spam left click afterwards. In this way, you can prevent any possibility of misclicking and make the transition from flying to multi-weaving much simpler. This method of casting can also be used for flying. So for flying, you usually just do right, 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 left, right. So you could just like hit right 4 times and then left, right. Or you can do left, right, right, right. So you just click twice on both buttons and then click twice on right click. Writing reflex can also be used to alter and supplement your physics, making recovery, timings, and casting more lenient. But keep in mind, writing reflex has a max duration of 5 seconds every time you leave the ground. Though this timer seems much longer than 5 seconds. Congratulations, you finished bird training. If you still have trouble or concerns that are not covered in this video, please leave a comment. That being said, please share this video with your aspiring acro players. And as always, I'm chilling in Winecraft Discord, class builds, where you can find me. Thanks for watching, and later!